And good afternoon. I began making this tutorial series in spring 2022 after our monthly hybrid forum meeting showed that while some clubs are blessed with tech members, others had willing leaders with little or no relevant experience. We were audio, video, and Zoom novices, and I say we because that was me in March 2020. Facing the choice of mothballing our club or figuring it out, our executive decided to go all in, and I had the time to become the point guy. Here's a few things I've learned that have shaped my video tutorial series. Most of us only do this once or twice a month. It's not easy to set up and break down. We're going to forget something, even with checklists and color-coded cables. And more gadgets and more cables and more batteries and more setup screens. That's all the more points of failure. We're spending club coin, so let's do some research and let's be slow to buy the latest and greatest. And finally, whether it's to work with you or to replace you, other club members will need to step up. It all adds up to keep it as simple as possible. Haha. We are installing a miniature television studio inside a woodworking workshop. That's purely amazing. But the tech does work, and the hybrid format is a big new benefit for woodturning club members. Before, you had to be there or you missed out. And even now, everyone agrees that being there is best, but everyone also has times when that just doesn't work. Dark and stormy night, had to work late, health concerns, traveling, snowbird, whatever. Now we can participate remotely using Zoom, which incidentally produces a video recording that everyone can watch later on. And like all valuable benefits, there are costs, not only the cash outlay, but also the management load that a hybrid club takes on.
Begin with some definitions. In the old days, this is what we put up with. We had a demo lathe, demonstrator, and a speaker, and our only choice was to crowd around and crane to look over each other's shoulders. This picture was actually taken in the 80s at Arrowmount, and the vertical rods here are actually supporting cameras, but there's no big display because big displays, such as we know today, weren't available in the 80s. These are all big displays, and contemporary camcorders and computers are all since 2000. We have a demo lathe, demonstrator, or a speaker. We have a camcorder and a big TV, and now members in the room can watch the display on the big TV rather than crowding around the lathe as we did in the old days. And then one day someone noticed that at a real live demonstration, everyone watches the big display, not the actual demonstrator. And so with the internet, why can't we watch that from home or from anywhere else we'd like to watch it from? Video recording is great stuff, but it is not a hybrid meeting, even if the meeting is watching the video recording altogether, because it's all one way. The information comes from the demo through the cameras and microphones into a video recording, and it can be on the internet or wherever you like. Members can tune in anytime, but there's no opportunity to participate, no way to interact. This is a live webinar. Same situation, demonstrator lathe or a speaker, cameras and microphones, goes out to the internet, goes out to the people who may be attending the webinar live on Zoom in real time, but there still is no opportunity to interact. Typically, webinars ask you to type your comments or questions into the chat, whereupon someone at the other end is supposed to read them into the meeting. They generally go to ground without any further attention. In a hybrid meeting, we have members in the room, and we have members on Zoom. We have the same demo lathe, demonstrator, and speaker, cameras and microphones to transmit the sound both ways, display to be visible to the people in the room and to the speaker. People on Zoom can communicate via Zoom through the internet to the people in the room and to the speaker or demonstrator, who can communicate back in all directions. So what makes a hybrid meeting is the opportunity for everyone to participate in real time. Everyone can see and be seen, speak and be heard.
Okay, what about costs? Well, it's true that a club that jumps from no AV gear at all to a complete multi-camera setup could easily spend north of $3,000, and that's the price of a mid-sized lathe, and that would indeed be a lot for any club. However, a small club doesn't need to go to a full-blown multi-camera setup, and nor does it need to be taken in one big jump. Step by step, and sticking with basic gear that works, it's a lot more manageable and affordable. In fact, most clubs have already taken the biggest bite, whether or not they ever go hybrid, the camcorder and big TV that allows everyone to see a demo. So at Costco right now, you get a 55-inch TV for about $400 and a 70-inch one for $650 to $700. On Marketplace, a used Canon Vixia camcorder goes for $150 to $200, and a recent refurb could be found online for $350 to $400. The TV needs a stand for $120 unless you make one, and likewise the camcorder needs a tripod. All new, $1,250, or on a used and make it do budget, maybe half of that. And maybe you've got a member who's upgrading their home TV to something big and fabulous, OLED or something, the latest and greatest, and they'll have a lightly used one to donate to the club. Step 2 starts with that camcorder and big TV and adds a computer and a speakerphone and a Zoom license. If you buy it new, a suitable PC would cost $600 to $700. Around here, I can find them used for $200 to $250. Donated by a member who's moved on to a newer, more latest and greatest laptop? Free. The Jabber speakerphone for in-room mic and speaker, $160 new. The annual Zoom license, $150 list, often discounted to around $120. And so while you could spend $1,000 here, with a good enough donated laptop, you'd get away under $300. And a small club doesn't need to go any further than that. However, now that you're having this much fun, Stage 3, more cameras and better audio. Overhead webcam, $150. Wi-Fi iPad as demo monitor, $300. Refurb. 2 in-room puck mics, $40 each, that's $80, and a soundbar for the TV, maybe $150. So you're knocking on $700. And on it goes. If the club needs additional gear and the tech staff wants to wrestle it, all good. Bigger clubs, more complex solutions, but you don't have to go a whole lot further than a laptop, a camcorder, a big TV, and a Zoom license.
Basic hybrid meeting setup. The club is equipped to host business meetings. And here's Matt here addressing our recent business meeting. Show and tell, guest speakers, and multi-camera demos. You can connect attendees in the room and on Zoom so that everyone can see and be seen and hear and be heard. And finally, a good Zoom setup creates a good audio-video recording that you can post for members to share.
Well, now we've had more than 2 years of experience with LARDs, weekly Zoom meetings, and monthly demo club meetings. We've learned enough to be dangerous, or perhaps to lend a hand to others, by sharing what's worked for us as well as what hasn't, in the same spirit as our community has always shared wood-turning information. And it is an adventure, albeit one with some steep and potentially expensive hills to climb. That's not any different from wood-turning itself, where we have all learned to take it in stages, to practice the basics, and to develop the workshop along with our growing skills. Same with Zoom meetings and hybrid club setups. Take it step by step, learn as you go, and share what works for you.